Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagger-tastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only Z, a single guard Zaggard, and I hope you're having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, my friends, and it is another wonderful, beautiful Fantasy Fridays here in the Dragon's Den. I hope you're all having a great time. I hope to see you all in chat, and I would like to say hello already to Jennifer Malden, absolutely, Yukino Circle, and everyone else in the chat. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you for chatting, and thank you for lurking if you are lurking. Hats off to you. Wait, I don't have a hat, but I do have a new item. One second, let me just turn up the music. There we go. How loud is this for you guys? Let me know. I need music playing in the background when I'm thinky thonking. Absolutely so. Absolutely. Welcome. So everyone, it is another Fantasy Friday, and I have another thing I want us to work on. So let me just welcome you all to Imagination Station. Let's get on the brain train and chugga, chugga, chugga. Yeah, that's right. I got a train whistle. I got a train whistle just for this. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. What am I gonna play? Today we are working on a we're gonna work on some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I do want to show off my train whistle. I accidentally bought 2 of them. It said in the Amazon description, train whistle for for children, and it came with 2, and it was for like $7. And then I also got this. Just give me a second to know. I got this cool little guy. Here, let me go back to the full cam so you can really see it. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at that. It's a dragon whistle. It's just a straight on whistle instead of a train whistle. So I got this and this. And what's cool about it, you can't really read it on the camera, but it comes with like a bunch of sound indications for different train signals. Cool. It is cool. Hello, Creeper. How are you doing today, sir? That's pretty fun. It is a lot of fun. I'm really happy with what I got. Isaac Allen, hello, welcome to the Dragon's Den. Is it just me, or do you sound quieter than normal? Do I sound quieter than normal? Why does this keep turning on? I can try turning it up. Do you want me to do that? Here, let me see. Boo ba boo. Hello. Did I change something on the? How's that? How's that sound? Better? Worse? Better? I'm just creeping. Can I ask you something? You can always ask me something, but if it's too weird, I will have to mute you or ban you for it. But I'm down if people ask. Ah, that sounds better. Okay. How's this sound? Is this too loud? Because I'm going to be blowing this every now and then. I'm a little obsessed with it. I used it to wake up Claire this morning, and she's like, that's not too much, but that's not too loud, so I don't mind. But you're using it too much, and my jacket is getting really warm. It's perfecto. Good to know. It's starting to get to be spring here, chat. Am I kid friendly? The answer to that question is sort of, not really. I mean, I try to be, but I do curse every now and then. And sometimes we do play. I mean, I haven't played a more violent game in a while. The last one, Yuki, can you remember the last game I played that was not kid friendly? Probably Cyberpunk 2077. Half the time I'm family friendly, half the time. Yeah, it's probably like that. I try to be family friendly. Go watch my shorts and you'll understand. because a lot of my shorts are clips of my stream, and I do on those shorts I try to edit out the curse words, but during a live stream it's hard to do that, especially when I'm playing with Andrew. Andrew will stream a lot more than I do. I don't even remember when you played Cyberpunk 2077. It was when it came out, so like 3-4 years ago. When did it come out? Did it come out 21 or 2020? I can't remember. Anyways, Ghost of Tsushima is kind of violent. Yeah, but is Ghost of Tsushima really not family friendly? I mean, I guess it is rated T for teen. So that's, I mean, I assume you ask because either you have a child with you or you want to share it with a child. Devil May Cry isn't kid friendly. Let me look up the rating on Devil May Cry. I just opened Discord by accident. So you're about to... Yep, that. Devil May Cry rating. They're rated M. I don't know. To me, they're not M rated. Like, I can't see why they'd be M rated. There's no cursing. There's no nudity. I guess it has implied nudity, so that might be why. Implied sexual content. Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of. Oh, it's for fantasy gore, that's why. That's interesting. Sure. Why not? I'm a 9-year-old. That's weird. Yeah, so I would probably, I mean, we're gonna be talking about D&D stuff, so I wouldn't say this is family friendly. Which game has fantasy gore? DMC, Devil May Cry 1 through 3. Yeah, don't, you shouldn't share your age online. That actually goes against TOS on a lot of stuff, so unless you're making a joke like 12 by the way, or something like that, or like I'm 10,000, you know. You're not supposed to share your age online. Yeah. YouTube says you're not allowed to say stuff like that. So just for the future. But yeah, I wouldn't say we're kid friendly. I would say we're teen friendly, maybe. I don't know, man. But anyways, today we are continuing some more of our Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So we a couple weeks ago, we developed a major city in every nation. Then we developed some people. The leader of the Sand of the Empire, Zathriel, the Immortal Angel. We expanded on why he's called the Immortal Angel. And then we added some lieutenants of his. Gladius, Varatheon, Lena. And then we also named 5 random NPCs that exist in my world that people may or may not know about. And so today, oh my god. Today, we gotta do something super important because I have 3 weeks to get this done. I gotta make a campaign. I have 3 weeks to make a campaign. I'm actually -10. Oh my god. Creeper, get out of here. Go be born first. Good to know. Should I leave? I can't tell you what to do. You do what you would feel is best. Do the innuendos and adult jokes change friendliness? I would say probably. I would say probably not that kid friendly. Unfortunately. If you think your parents wouldn't be comfortable having you watch me, then I would leave. I don't like to have viewers leave, but that's just what I would say. Anyway, so we got to make a campaign, or campaign, as they call it, for my friend Steph and a few of our other friends. We've got to make. Oh, I should have named today's title player. You know what? She's not watching. It'll be fine. I'm like tempted to go in the chat and be like, do not whatever anyways. So I already actually have some campaign ideas. And if you remember a while ago, we made this city, Daltrey City. We added clothing, description of the city, things like that. The structure styles, the animals, the jabs. What kind of jabs? Common jabs, trades and crafts jobs, military protection, stuff like that. Or I might have added that myself later. But I have some campaign ideas for Daltrey City. So we'll be using the city that you guys created. I've required a curse word as -10. What does that even mean? I'm confused. Explain. 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 Exterminate. So, here are my ideas. Okay? So, it's going to be that North and South Orgoria are fighting. You know, we know about that war. I've already established a bit. North wants to build an army by conscripting anyone, including children. The South wants to build an army through experimentation of human beings, human beings and other creatures. And I'm going to change this to mainly the lower class because it's easier to get them to, to force them to do stuff. And then my ideas, our heroes are going to be sent by someone. We haven't decided who that is yet. I have some ideas cooking in my brain, but you guys let me know. They're going to be sent to Daltrey City, which sits right next to the border of the two nations, right? They were promised something, maybe like 1,000 gold pieces each, to meet with this person in town for a secret mission. That someone will hire them to sneak into the building. I'm just calling it the building. Here, let's change it to the building, to find the blueprints for the power source of the new project being done in town. We said that there's a project being done, they're being sent in to find it. However, what they're actually being sent to do, they don't know this, but they're being sent to sabotage the main project power source, whatever the power source of this project is. So they're being told, oh, you got to find the blueprints, but then they're actually taking the power source. Once they get the power source, right? Once they were hired, once they get what they were hired for, someone, the random person who hired them, will attack them and take the dodecagon power source from them, leaving a golem for them to fight. So my idea is that, they're going to go into this place, and it's not going to be defended by soldiers, but there's going to be a golem defending it, and the golem will activate once they take the source, and it'll attack them, giving the person who hired them the chance to escape while they have to fight it off. After defeating or escaping from the golem, because we're going to give them the choice. They can do whichever. They'll probably try to fight it, but if they want to escape, they can. They will now, the rest of the campaign will be figuring out who hired them and where the dodecagon power source was taken before the main power goes nuclear and destroys the city. And so, slowly as time goes on, it'll be they will be some of the only ones who know what's happening. Eventually, the city will find out, and they'll be looking for them, and they might find out it's them at the end. We'll see. Dinner time? What the heck? How dare you, Yuki? So this is my idea. And I got to write out a pitch because I don't have a pitch idea. So I'll start writing out a pitch, and you guys will let me know what's going on. You guys will start typing out ideas that you have. And if you have an idea, write it down. Write them down immediately. Literally anytime. This is super important. I want you guys to know about this. So this part here, cool ideas. If you have any ideas, literally any idea, it could be something like there's a evil monkey who has learned the power to shapeshift into other sentient creature races, and he's the one who wants the power source because blah 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 blah. Right? Say it in the chat. I'll write it down, and if I like it or it doesn't fit or whatever, we'll either change it or we won't use it. But I will write them down as soon as I see them, because that's the thing I have to do. Always write everything down. All right. If you have other ideas like certain characters or certain types of enemies they'll run into, let me know and I'll put them in for now. But let me start typing out the pitch I'm going to send my players. I will send it to them as soon as the stream is done. So let's start. We'll start with some background of my world. It has been 500 years since the Dragon Riders. I'm not going to try and type it out perfectly. I'll clean it up later. Have vanished. This has left chaos. Has left open to chaos. Both physical and political. Monsters have been hordes have been growing, while nations have been warring for power. This has given rise to the Sandolith Empire, ruled by the Angelborn. I think I spelled Angelborn right. I don't know why it won't let me just write Dragon Rider. This is given rise to the Sandalith Empire, ruled by the Angelborn. They have begun conquering nation after nation in the name of order. And the gods, because they believe it's divine right, you know. They have recently invaded and begun colonizing the western edge of northern Ogoria. This has caused both northern and southern Goria to become nervous and not because I cannot type sometimes. Both northern and southern Agoria to become nervous about being the next nation in the line in their ever growing empire. Northern Ogoria has begun conscripting conscripting all citizens at the age of 10 or older to join their army. While Southern Ogoria has begun human experimentation on their citizens against their will. Both nations have angered each other with their pursuit of military might. Military might. Because of this, a civil war has broken the two brotherhood nations. Caught in the crossfire of this war is the Daltree City. A city who owes to either nation, but also opposes neither of them directly. Oh, hey. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? Welcome to Imagination Station. You're going to be hearing that a lot, chat. I love it too much. A city who owes no allegiance to either nation, but also opposes neither directly. However, both cities desire to control Daltree for its what should we call this? Valuable anti-magic. I was here earlier. Either way, I'm still welcoming you back because you said, oh, hey. Magic. Technologies? Technologies. Or metals. Named. What did we name it again? They found a way to grow Dana trees. Has to create natural sturdiness called ent metal. That's right, it's called ent metal. Is for its valuable anti-magic metal. I'll call it material. Material named ent metal. So what's happening right now? We are making a campaign for my friend Steph and the group there. And I have 3 weeks to make it. And so right now I'm writing the pitch that I'm going to send them. And you guys, if you have any ideas for this campaign, type it in the chat. Literally type out anything you have because I will write down cool ideas, enemy types, characters, and we'll go over the player roles together. But here, if you're curious about it, here's the thing. It's written down. If you are on YouTube, you can rewind about 10, 20 minutes, I'd say. So, and I read through it all myself. Or you can pause right here if you're on YouTube and then come back. So I'll give you 2 seconds to pause. 1, 2. And I'm assuming you're back now. Playing this at 2x speed. For its anti-magic material named Entimetal. The city has also begun construction on a special secret project that has been claimed. The city's leaders claim will protect them from the coming war between the North and South. You have been hired by a secret individual to break into the, what do we call it? Building name here. And steal the blueprints for a special client. And we'll put that in italics to make it interesting. For special client. Normally, this job would be too risky for your group. But they promised how much did I say? 1,000 gold pieces? 1,000 GP for completion. How about instead of for completion? Because we'll have him say that as the pitch when he meets them. They promised to pay you 250 GP each just to hear them out. With person's name or title. Just to speak with persons about the mission. Let's say you are a group of what kind of group would we say they are? What kind of group do we want to call thieves, special thieves like these? I guess I'll just say a group of professional thieves who have a reputation to reach the city. Your group of professional thieves who have begun making a reputation wide enough to reach the city. Some wealthy possible clients within the city. There we go. You have been contacted, let's say contacted, by a secret individual to break into the building name here, and steal the blueprints for a special client. Normally, this job would be too risky for your group, but they promised to pay you 250 gold pieces each just to speak with them about the mission. Eager for a quick payday, you agree to hear them out. And that's all. This is going to be our the pitch that we send to our players. And I'm actually gonna bolden that so that way they see it. Now let's what is the name of what they are stealing? What is the name of the person who they are talking to? Or title. Let's do Andor. Okay, so let's try to think of what they're stealing, right? What could they possibly be stealing for their for this group? Well, we know it's the blueprints, but what is the name of what they are actually stealing? What is the name of the building they are stealing it from? Okay, first let's come up with the building name. All right, chat. Everybody here, everybody, let's get on the brain train. Okay, so I have the pitch, more or less. I want to think of what are some building names where there could be a magic device, chat. Something powerful enough to go nuclear. And it's not going to be a nuclear power plant because it's not actually... When I say go nuclear, I don't mean like it's nuclear energy. I just mean the idea of a building and the energy source breaking down and just exploding nuclear, just destroying a town or city. It would still be a magic device, or at least something made of ent metal. Maybe it's like... I mean, maybe it's that power source we talked about earlier in a previous stream. What are we thinking, chat? I'm thinking antique shop. It's not an antique shop because the idea is this is connected to the whatever. But I'm gonna write this down because I like the idea of an antique shop. Antique shop. But this is supposed to be like the building where they are going to be breaking into the city, into a government building, right? Let me just check something real quick. Okay, good. I was worried that the chat or whatever cut off what I wrote, but it hasn't. Do you guys want me to enlarge it, by the way? Let me know. Let's look up some government building names. Why did that open up down there? Can you give me a recap of these characters? What do you mean a recap of these characters? We don't know anything about these characters. This is the recap. We don't have anything about these characters. Literally, here's what I have typed. Nothing. We know someone who wants to hire them to steal the special item. One person who is the liaison. Ooh, liaison. That's the word I want. Who is the liaison between the client and our PCs? The PCs, which we can't decide who the PCs are. And then other. So like regular NPCs in the town. So these are the two that matter right now. We don't need to have this person fully decided, but we should have something about this person here. So that way when they talk to them, things happen. So that's all the recap I can give you about the characters. There isn't much. Okay. How about we call it... So building names could be... I'm gonna get rid of that. Don't need that. I know to do this. Let's think. Bastion... Not Bastion. Bastion. We'll say the Bastion. The Keep. The Vault. Magvit. I don't like that name. It's weird to pronounce. I did that. No. It's gotta be something like too many consonants, not enough vowels. The Hold, Sanctum, Archive. Tonga. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't sound fantasy enough. It just sounds too much just like... I don't want just a name. I want it to be like the Great Hold or the Inner Sanctum, the City Archive. Well, it's not really a information sector, so we'll get rid of Archive. Maybe the Great Keep. Yeah, it's not a vault either. It's not... Let's go with something with Keep or Bastion. Yeah, we'll go with Keep or Bastion. And let's think about... the Indomitable Bastion? Indomitable... No. Indestructible Bastion. The Endless Keep. Endless Keep. I don't know how I think about Endless Keep. What else is fantasy? Maybe the Arcane Keep? The Arcane Keep. Yeah, we'll go with that, actually. I like that. That rings a bell. So we're going to call it the Arcane Keep. So you have been contacted by a secret individual to break into the Arcane Keep and steal the blueprints for a special... the blueprints... of the... secret projects. For a special client. Normally this job would be too risky for your group, but they promise to pay you 250 gold pieces each just to speak with... I'm going to say a liaison. Going by the name... let's say low on funds and eager for a quick payday. You agree to hear them out. One person who's like, okay, so let's think of the Lurk Alpha. Hello, Alpha. Did you join just to say you're lurking? Nice. Maybe we could name the liaison Tonga. Tonga. Tonga Sticky Fingers. What would be another... I like the name Tonga. Low on funds. Okay, so player roles, while we're thinking about that, what are some roles? What are some roles that we can think of? So first we'll have the leader slash mastermind. We want someone who's the leader. Picks the jobs and decides how they are executed. Negotiates pay and decides how they're executed. Okay, so the leader mastermind. I'll just call him the mastermind. Right? Your role is to pick the jobs, negotiate pay, and decide how they are to be executed. And when when the plan goes belly, you are seen as the one who creates a perfect plan, but you know there is no such thing. So your real job is to keep everyone together when everything goes belly up. As it always does. Okay. So we got the mastermind. Then what kind of roles? Let's see. Trap Finder. We'll just call it Trap Finder for now. The muscle. There's always the muscle. In every group, there's always the muscle. The lookout. You know, when you guys are breaking into something, they're the person who stays back one room down or one room ahead to look out for guards. Let's change this to Trap Specialist. Trap Finder sounds to be... You're the one who sets and disarms traps. The And what's the last roll? Maybe the Arcanist? This is the person who, like, if there's something magical they gotta learn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Perfect. We have 5 players. Trap Specialist. You're here. You're here for your rogue. Rogue, yes, but I don't want it to actually be the name of a class in the game. I want it to be more like if you were watching a spy thriller show, or like Like what's it called? Not The Mentalist. Leverage. So if you ever watch the show Leverage, right? They they're a bunch of people in their group. Like there's the main guy is the mastermind, the grifter, the hitter and retrieval expert, the thief, and then the hacker and tech expert. Right? None of those are rules you would read in like a TTRPG or anything. But you would see it in like a spy film or a heist film. It's like, this is the mastermind. This is the muscle. This is the like, you know, this is the explosion expert or whatever, you know, something that makes it sound more narrative. And then that way the players can still look through the character list and decide the character they want to play based on this role. Instead of being forced into playing a specific class, they're playing a role in the game. Like, you could be the trap specialist and be not a rogue. I mean, clearly it says rogue, but you don't have to be the rogue. You could be like a hunter who's really good at disarming traps. So that's what we're trying to go with. What are we doing? We're creating a campaign. So here's the main pitch for that. I'm gonna send my players. If you want to read that real quick, and you can just mute me while I read it. And then right now we're creating the roles for our players. So let's see. You are here for your extensive knowledge on traps. You know how to make them and how to break them. You know how to make them and how to break them. You have saved yourself and your colleagues times from chopped off, being burned alive, or from being squished. Question of the day. Your PC adventurer walks into a tavern. What's the first thing they do? What's up? Today's stream, we craft a thrilling D&D campaign live, building worlds, weaving lore, and designing epic adventures from scratch. Thank you, Yuki. I appreciate you always doing that. It means a lot. Piss all over the flow. Piss all over the flow. You mean the floor? Being burned alive or from being squished. Not only are you great at disarming traps, but you know how to set them too. Once or twice while you were friends were getting past a tricky locked door. Once or twice. You saved your friends from a nasty ambush. And you're what keeps people from breaking into the secret base. I like the idea of a secret base. That's fun. A joke time. How did I know you were going to blow that whistle? Because you and I share a brain. What was I going to do? Oh, right. Joke time. Joke time. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, there's going to be an ad break in 5 seconds, chat, so I will wait till the ad break is over, and then we will tell the joke. Just so nobody misses it. Alright, the muscle. You're the big, strong one. When everything falls apart, you're there to crush heads. No, let the people who aren't subbed suffer. When everything falls apart, you're there to crush heads and smash doors. You carry the big drill. This could be loot. This could be loot. A special device for breaking for entering. Or it could be your fellow thieves when they get too unconscious. I did not spell unconscious correctly. I just thought about a name for something. The Ouroboros of Phalange. The Ouroboros of Phalange. Ooh, I'll write that down. I forgot you tried to have blurb walk-ons for a bit. Yeah. I realize people don't like those. It's just more noise. I think blurps might even be turned off right now. I'll have to double check. Not from breaking, for breaking. All right, the ads are over. Welcome back, everyone. Tell me what ad you got. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you something. I have a beef to pick with someone. I need to find out who invented the number 0 and tell him thanks for nothing. Jerk. You're the big strong one when everything falls apart. I got so many ads. You're there to crush heads and smash doors. You carry the heavy stuff. This could be loot, a special device for breaking and entering, or it could be your fellow thieves when they fall unconscious. I'll just say could be your fellow thieves. The lookout. You're the sneaky one in the group. You know how to get it. Get in and out. Your friends, on the other hand, have 2 left feet. And yell like a moose in heat. A moosin? Moose. How do you moose? How do you spell? Is it just M-O-O-S? That looks wrong to me. Moose. Moose is with an E. I knew it. Moose is such a weird word, by the way. Moose. And what word? Like, why does it need an E? Never heard that before. Just, I thought it would be poetic and descriptive. Moose. Thank you, Hellspawn. I don't know what I'd do without you. Creeper, let me know. What's the Ouroboros of Phalange, by the way? I wrote it down here. What's your idea with that? Where are we slotting that name in? Fast. You talk fast and think faster. Friends, on the other hand, have 2 left feet and yell like a moose in heat. Who can sneak? When there's a lock that needs picking. You're the guy that they call on. I feel like giving him the lock picking might step on the trap specialist's toes. So, Anyway, I'll write the rest of this down first. There's a lock that needs picking. You're the guy they call on. You scout ahead. Or stay 1 room behind. This way. The party doesn't, ambushed. And won't be surprised. Tries to sneak up from behind. More world building. Yep. We're making a Campagan, and right now we're creating player roles for our Campagan for my friends. It could be the group who hired. Ooh, I think we took the word moose from a Native American language. That would make sense. It could be the group that hired them. Okay, the Ouroboros of Phalange. I like that idea. I'm gonna say group that hired them. They'll probably just in the beginning of the campaign, they might just refer to them as the Ouroboros or the Phalange. But either way, I like that the full name is Ouroboros the Phalange. And maybe throughout the campaign, everybody talks about the Phalange and the Ouroboros, and they think they're two separate groups, but it's actually one group that controls two groups that do two. I like the idea. I like that. That one's really cool. The Arcanist. You're the smart one. Well, the second smart one. You may not be the leader. When things when there's a item, lock, scroll, a tome, or a puzzle. You're always there to figure it out. It's pronounced phalange. Phalange? I'll look this up. Pretty sure it's phalange. According to Google, Google translates it. Where is it there?
Phalange. 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 Phalange.
That's weird.
Phalange or phalange. Phalange or phalange.
Huh. Interesting. I was always I know what I was mixing up with phalanx. That's why. I'm answering a question on YouTube. Stream where I. Google Translator has the correct range. I think both are correct. Phalange sounds weird. I'm going to say phalange. Wait, what? Phalange. Like phalange. Phalanges, by the way, are your fingers and toes. You may not be the leader, but when there's... I'll say roadblock, roadblock, a magical roadblock. That's not how you spell roadblock. Magical roadblock, scroll, a tome. And in. You're always there to solve it. You're the smart one. Well, the second smart one. You may not be the leader. Relies on you. When he or she can't lead. When the mastermind When the mastermind can't figure it out. When the rest of the group is just too slow to figure it out. Okay, let's look at these real quick and then tell me how you think we should fix them up. What do you mean for what trouble? It's not trouble, Creeper. I love it. Don't apologize for giving me ideas and then helping me, giving me an idea, a way to pronounce something. Just because, and even if you disagree with me or I disagree with you, it's not a problem. The fact that you don't apologize, I'm very thankful. Anyways, so the mastermind, and I'm going to put, what did I just do? Okay, so the mastermind, your role is to pick the jobs, negotiate pay, and decide how to a mission. I didn't want to say job again. And decide how the team executes a mission. You're seen as the one who creates a perfect plan. You're the one who creates a perfect plan, but you know there is no such thing. So your real job is to keep everyone together when everything goes belly up. As it always does. You talk fast and think faster. I'm going to put this. The trap specialist. You're here for your extensive knowledge on traps. You know how to make them and how to break them. You've saved yourself and your fellow thieves multiple times from getting their heads chopped off, being burned alive, or from being squished. Not only are you great at disarming traps, but you know how to set them too. Once or twice, you saved your friends from a nasty ambush. Or you get people from, you're also the one who keeps people from breaking into the secret base. The muscle. You're the big, strong one. When everything falls apart, you're there to crush heads and smash doors. You carry the heavy stuff. This could be loot, a special device for breaking and entering. Or it could be your fellow thieves. Without you, every fight would end. With a lot more broken bones and a lot less loot. The lookout. You're the sneaky one in the group. You know how to get in and out without anyone noticing. Your friends, on the other hand, have 2 left feet and yell like a moose in heat. When there's a lock that needs picking, you're the guy they call on. You scout ahead or stay one step behind. This way, the party won't be ambushed. Nor will they be surprised when someone tries to sneak up from behind. I'll say screwed, because they might still get surprised. The Arcanist. You're the smart one. Well, the second smart one. You may not be the leader, but when there's a magical roadblock, scroll, tome, or intricate puzzle, you're always there to solve it. Everyone looks to you. The group is just too slow to figure it out. You have the most clopedic. Hey, so encyclopedic. I cannot type. You have an encycl. And an encyclopedic knowledge about the arcane and the way people use it keep their valuables safe. You may not be the leader, but when there's a magical roadblock, a scroll, an ancient scroll, a hidden tomb, a tome in, or an intricate puzzle, you're always there to solve it. Everyone looks to you when the rest of the group is just too slow to figure it out. I think I'm going to move this one. I feel like that's... The lookout gets 2 rolls. They're both the one who goes ahead and behind. Whereas this guy should be... Like, he's just disarming traps. I think they... Oops. On top of that, when there's a lock that needs picking, you're the guy they call on. After all, when some how do I put this? After. With your hands. Nah, after all. Nah, I'll just leave it on that. Could go for a gig instead of a mission job. Okay. Zagger, you better have it be mandatory that people say, "You son of a bitch, I'm in," when they join. You son of a bitch, I'm in. I'll have at least one NPC do that. Alright, where'd you say could go for gig instead of mission job? Okay, where did I say mission then? There we go. Your role is to pick the jobs, negotiate pay, and decide how the team executes a gig. You talk fast and think faster. You're the one who creates a perfect plan, but you know there's no such thing. So your real job When the trouble requires... You're the face and the brains. When the trouble is, let's see. When the thing, when the thing blocking your path is a person, you always have the right. The thing blocking your path is a person. You need to open a path. Okay, I think this is a good list. What do you guys think? Feel like gig fits the vibe? Yeah, it does. We got a gig coming out versus okay, we have a mission coming up. Mission sounds very either gamey or like military. Your mission is to execute blah blah blah. Whereas like here your gig, here's the gig, and then you have like the thing going on. Okay, I think this is good. I'm getting a little bit hungry, so we're gonna go on a quick break. I need a snack. And we'll be back after these. Suffocating. Ever feel like have you ever felt like you were suffocating?
Suffocating. Ever feel like
Hello,
there's no
my
escape
name is
from that
Dr.
crushing
Fo,
feeling
and
in
I work for the Paranormal Entertainment Neurological and Intelligence Studies. There is a new disease sweeping the nation that affects ones of Americans per day. This new disease is known as dainbermage. Do not be alarmed, we know the cause of this dainbermage. You can get it from many sources such as watching TikTok, reading YouTube comments, watching bad TV shows or movies, reading fan fiction, engaging with social media, and many other sources found on the internet. This disease is highly contagious and can spread from person to person. You will know if you have the dainbermage if you are experiencing symptoms such as commenting on videos on the internet, commenting on social media posts, talking in live stream chats, browsing sources such as Tumblr or Reddit, and any activity that requires you to connect on social media with strangers. If you do have dainbermage, contact your local PNIS office, and an agent will immediately come to slow the effects of the dainbermage. If an agent is not able to come to get you in 24 hours, do not be alarmed. You can begin self-medication. One of the forms of self-medication is watching Zaggard on twitch.tv or the YouTubes. We have discovered that dainbermage is slowed by the element known as cringe. As you can see by the state-of-the-art presentation on your screen, the cringe waves released from your monitor and speakers create a temporary shield to protect your brain from the dainbermage. However, there is no known cure, so you must continue to medicate once per week to protect yourself from its dangerous effects. This has been a PSA by Paranormal Entertainment Neurological and Intelligence Studies. Remember, dainbermage. We all certainly have it. Thank you for saying something. So anyways, I drank some water and it hurt. That's why I was taking a minute. Yes, thank you, Hellspawn. Thank you, Yuki. Did I ever tell you about... no, I'm going to go on a tangent if I say that. So we got the pitch down. We have the idea of the roles for the 5 players. Now we got to think of characters and enemies. So the client, we're going to actually say it's the Ouroboros of Phalange, a secret group who works in the shadows. No one knows their goals. But everyone knows their work. I was trying to let you keep making a fool of yourself for a bit longer. Man, one day I'll get that tier 3 sub so I can use the greed emote. That reminds me. I need to there's something I need to test. And I want to thank all of you for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers on the VODs channel, so I can get monetized on there. And thank you guys. Here's this for all the Twitch peoples. Ironic, I know. I'm gifting 5 tier 3 subs to, congratulations, Reptovir, S12092, Carbon Player, Castellio Pat, and King Leon Soul for getting a tier 3 subscription. The whatever didn't play. It was I was also testing something, by the way. Let me see if I can trigger it on... maybe because I was a gifted sub. Let's see if it triggers.
Dragon Lord application accepted.
Yeah, let's put that in the corner there. Gothic Phoenix just subscribed. Hackeye Scorschi just subscribed. Oh, thank you for subscribing. That means a lot. You guys are so sweet. Oh, Yuki, you gifted 2 subscriptions. You're the best, Ukes. You're the best. Everybody shout out to Ukes, please. What's my favorite monkey? Probably capuchin monkey. They look so cute. They're also one of the most easily tamed. And on top of that, I had a friend who found out that his not spirit animal. What's the word? What's that spell from Harry Potter that makes like the light animal? The one that gets rid of Dementors? We could have just have the big man himself giving out subs. can't make myself look bad. You never look bad, Yuki. Patronus. One of my friends found out his Patronus was a capuchin monkey, and he's like, "What the heck is a capuchin monkey?" And we all said, "It's you." And we put it years ago. We put a picture of his face over a capuchin monkey, and it actually almost fit perfectly. So that was pretty funny. So anyways, the client, the Ouroboros of Phalange, a secret group who works in the shadows. No one knows their goals, but everyone knows their work. What did we say the name of the liaison is? I think I wrote it up here, right? Tonga Sticky Fingers. The liaison who the team will meet with. And gives them the first mission. He will betray them at the end of the mission. Why is this? There we go. Between the team and the clients. He will meet with the team and give them the first mission. Okay. I'm actually going to separate these so it's easier for me to find them later. Enemies. So we know one enemy. What do we call it? The guardian golem. Set up by a powerful mage by the city to defend the artifact. What are we naming the artifact, by the way? Leah. What is that? What is what? How do you find out what your Patronus is? There's an official website where you can take a quest to find out what your Patronus is. Mikhail. Hi, Tricky One. Yes, I do have a description of the artifact. Where is it? It is a dodecagon magical power source that will power something important that the city is building to defend themselves from the war and keep themselves from becoming colonized by the North or South. We already have the name of the liaison, so we're good with that. In Sigil. Okay. Item name ideas. In Sigil. Maybe. The block. The Infinitix. The Denchi. It would start with the, by the way, because we're talking about an object, like the chair, the case. It's like it's not a name like Excalibur, right? It would be like how you call it the Brooklyn Bridge, not Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, you might call it Brooklyn Bridge, but you get the point. Or the Golden Gate Bridge. I know what you mean. Calling it the block is a street name. Final boss of the first gig. The Guardian Golem. Will activate after the liaison. What's his name? I keep forgetting what we named him. Steals it in front of the party. Will activate after the liaison. Tonga Sticky Fingers. Seals it in front of the team. It will stop them from chasing him. They can either fight it or flee. The D12. You looked up what a dodecagon is, or you already knew. It's a power source that's also a dodecadron? Yes. Let me Google something. When I was writing this a while ago, by the way, it was supposed to be dodecadron. I'm in math. Of course I knew what a dodecadron... I mean, I have friends in math. I'm sure if I brought up what a dodecadron was, they'd be like, I know it's some sort of polygon, but that's about it. Now, if I said a cuboid and you didn't know, that would be sad. Because it's in the name what it is. It's pretty obvious. Once stolen, it will cause the main device to begin to melt down. After a certain period of in-game time, it will cause a nuclear magical explosion. Destroying the city and its residents. If the players do not bring the item back to its place, they will die in the city or be blamed for its destruction. A cuboid is and if it's the blank thing, we could be fairly on the nose and call it the generator. We could call it the generator, but I want to give it a name that's like more, narrative, so to speak. More poetic. Right. Let's say maybe some guards. Some automatons. So maybe smaller golems. Let's call this obstacles instead of enemies. Obstacles. Traps. Locked doors. I'll say locked rooms. And a puzzle code. Okay. I'm looking at the names. Is the Infinitrix the Omnitrix? Yeah. I had a feeling it might be. Dimensional chaos. What is that? Wait, what is Ben 10 dimensional chaos? Is a sequel series Ben 10 Ultimate Alien? It follows. Did I never see this show? I never saw this show at all. Is this a fan show? Do we know how it generates power? Not yet. I haven't decided yet. Oh, this is a fan show. Okay, that's why. This is a fan show for sure. Ben 10 Dimensional Chaos is a fan thing. Because I'm looking at the aliens. And one of the aliens is air hummingbird, aqua dolphin. Oh, it's a mix between... Cool. I like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. But how about... Hi, Toast. Hello. I'm glad I just ate some carrots because your name would have made me so hungry. Welcome to the brain train. What brings you here? Bring in the Neospatians. I love the Neospatians. That's my favorite season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Second being 5Ds. Even though, I'll be honest, I think 5Ds has the better narrative story than GX. I just really like the Neospatians. I like the fusions. I like the elemental heroes. I like the destiny heroes. I like the crystal beasts. I even like the dino deck. I like the cyber dragons. I like Cyrus's. I forget what his cards were called. Like, I think they had some of the most creative card designs. The thing with 5Ds is like, I love the dragons. Like, obviously I do. It was a little too serious a lot of the time, I want to say, for the show, which is fine. It still worked. It wasn't bad, but I just really liked the chill, relaxed nature of it. Whatever. I'm here because I like D&D. Yes, that's cool. Awesome. So we're currently creating a campaign for my friends. And so here's the basic idea of the campaign. Here's our current pitch if you want to read it. If you want to pause at any point, by the way, go ahead and pause. You're on YouTube live stream, so you can pause and come back to it. Here's the pitch we're going to send them. I'm going to rewrite it, but this is more or less the basic pitch. Here are the roles we're going to give our players. So that way, and the reason we did it this way is so that way they can still pick the class they want to play. But, you know, I have a certain idea of what kind of characters they're going to play, right? Like, you know, the mastermind, the trap specialist, the muscle, the lookout, the arcanist. And then we have a couple of characters. Tonga Sticky Fingers. He's the, for those of you who are caught up with this mission, is going to be them being hired by a mysterious group. And Tonga Sticky Fingers is the liaison between this group and them. And he's going to meet with them, give them 250 gold pieces each just to talk to them, and then hopefully convince them, hey, go on the mission. Of course, since they're playing a game, they're going to do it. You know, they can't just say, no, we don't want to do it, because I'm going to tell them, like, this is... They know this is what they're going to do. I've never played before, though, because I've never had a group to play with. I understand. That's unfortunate, but I've been in that situation. Thankfully, I am the GM, so I can make a group. People, like, there is a shortage of GMs compared to players. And I think I'm a pretty chill guy. And like, because I've convinced 12 people, 11 people, 12 people. I've convinced a few people that I'm entertaining enough and good enough at running a game to want to play more than once. So this is actually my second group. I have another group that I play with monthly, and this group I'll also play with monthly, just on different weeks, because I want there to be a buffer between each one. GMing is spooky. It is spooky. It is. It's really... It sounds scarier than it is. And it is a lot of work. Like, you're going to put in work. But it's not as much as you think it is. Like, once you get the basic stuff down, you're like, oh, I just repeat what I did. And I'm good. It's like doing a math problem, you know? How the formula for the math problem is always more or less the same. It's just the numbers that are plugged in are what's different, so to speak. Does that make sense, Yuki? Or everybody else? I do like the narrative in 5Ds, but I really had to suspend some disbelief with card games on motorcycles. I love the idea of card games on motorcycles. I think it's rad as heck. Yes, I think it's ridiculous, but this is also a world where, like, everything is ruled by a children's playing card game. Like, that's how they decide who runs the world, basically. So I'm already like, yeah, okay, whatever. You could do literally anything. It could be card games on pogo sticks, and I'd still be like, yeah, okay, let's roll. Let's do it. Fuck it. There's a reason I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, where they're like, we will now decide this by a children's trading card game. Like, the whole, like, even one of the first characters ever. The first foil and the first villain. One is a guy who created the card game, and he got so rich he could buy an island, and he built giant hologram stages for them to play this card game on, which, no, that's not a thing in real life for a very good reason. It doesn't make that much money. And two, there's a guy who inherits a weapons development company and says, we're no longer going to develop weapons. We are now going to build trading cards, and we're going to sell those, and we're going to build advanced technology around trading cards. And somehow he ends up making more money than selling weapons. In any world where that's possible, that is already like 10 levels of fictional reality that don't make sense. You know what? That's a good point. The only hard thing about D&D is finding a group. Well, in my opinion. No, that is definitely... I would say that is definitely the hardest part. Because a group of friends is hard to come by. And the other thing is, Sometimes you can have someone who's a really great friend. Like they always got your back. They never ask you for money. They'll help you whenever you need help. They're like you can bounce ideas. Like you might have someone who's a great friend, but they're terrible to play Dungeons and Dragons with. There are people like that in the world. Like I have some friends who I love hanging out with. I will never play D&D with these people. Right? So there's already that level of making it hard. Terrible in what way? It's hard to explain because there are so many ways to like. I mean, it could just be that they want to play a certain way and you want to run it a certain way, and you guys just don't mesh. It could be that. It could be that they want to be a murder hobo. It could be that they let out their darkest fantasies when they're playing D&D, but normally they're super normal as people. It could be they don't take the game seriously enough. There's so many like little things that they could do that make them not a good D&D player. Because there's a social contract to playing D&D that you don't have with any other sort of event, right? Like if I invited you to a game, like a sporting game, or to watch a pro League of Legends team, let's say, or a CSGO team play something, you wouldn't know. The social contract is already understood there. We're going to watch the game. We're going to talk about the game. You're not going to interrupt the game. You know, things like that. If I invite you to dinner, the social contract is you're not going to start swearing. You're not going to stand on the table and dance around. You know, things like that. If I invite you to come to my house to play a board game, you're not going to get drunk and spill all your stuff all over my stuff. You know, there are these social contracts that you understand. But when it comes to playing D&D, there's like a social contract of you got to stay focused and engaged, but also be entertaining yourself. And you've got to interject at the right times. It's a very different social contract than everything else. None of my friends like D&D. Have any of them played it, or have they only ever seen people play it? I will recommend, though, if you really want to try Dungeons and Dragons, here are your two options. One, find a local game store where they run D&D, like Adventures League or something, and play with them, or someone who's looking for a group. Two, look for a group online. There are so many resources to find a group online. I know there's so many horror stories of bad groups, but you've got to figure out what you want out of a group and what you don't want out of a group. And when they start presenting red flags, you talk to them about it, and if they don't address your concerns legitimately, then you leave and you find another group. It's gonna suck. It's probably gonna take you a while to find a group you really like, but that's life. I'm gonna be honest. To be honest, I don't think any of them know what it is. Then here's what I recommend. All right. There is a YouTuber named The Dungeon Coach. I would go look up his videos. He is making a game system right now called DC-20. All right. Now, you don't have to use DC-20. You can use Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. He has made a one-shot called The Hunted. It's free online. I would look it up. It's a very quick and easy one-shot that you can run for anybody. People who have never played these games before. Like I had, like one of my groups I'm playing with, they have never played a game before. One of my friends I'm playing with, everybody knows him, the mythology guy. He had only played D&D before, and he's like, I don't like it. And I was like, dude, do you want to try this out? I think you'll have a lot of fun. And he was like, okay, I'll try it. And it didn't take us one session because we started pretty late. We started at like 7:30. So we only had like 3 hours, and it took us about 5 hours to play the whole thing. If we had started at like 2, we probably would have finished in a single day, but that's besides the point. And the people who had never played before, and the friend of mine who played before and was like, I don't really like it, they all said, yeah, I'll play again. So I honestly, look up The Dungeon Coach, look up his game called The Hunted. It is a very easy game you can run for your friends. And it's a lot of fun. I would at least look it up, read it through a few times before you decide to ask your friends to play it. Who is the strange mythology guy you speak of? Cap. Listen here, buddy. Listen here, buddy. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna get. I'm gonna get back to this now. But Toast, thank you so much for coming in. If you want any other tips and tricks about stuff, I will answer any questions you have. I also am in the middle of making videos talking about my experiences with D&D and things like that. Which reminds me, I need to record something this weekend or today before I forget. Online D&D might be... Oh, well, you don't have to play online with them for this. You can print it out or put it on like a iPad and play it with them in person. I played it with my friends in person. I would just look up the Dungeon Coach, The Hunted, or DC-20, The Hunted, and it's just a free PDF. Hello, Morgan McGuire. How are you doing? How's your day going? What you been up to? Okay, so we got the final boss. And we want to name... What do we want to name it? How about the Flux? I think the Flux is a cool name. The Fluxagon. A dodecadron magical power source that will power something important that the city is building to defend themselves from the war and keep themselves from becoming colonized by the north or south. Flux for the MacGuffin? Yeah, kind of like the flux capacitor. I thought of it after I said the name. We are building a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We're doing kind of the first mission and the basic pitch. So this is the pitch. You can pause. Here are the player roles that we came up with here. Here are the main characters that they'll talk to in the first mission. We'll build out these later. Here's their obstacles. And then here's the name of the MacGuffin that they have to steal, because they're a group of thieves that are being hired to steal this. So I'm thinking final boss of the first give, the Guardian Golem. Yeah, we'll just call it the Guardian Golem. That's fine. Maybe I'll come up with a different name for it later. What do we want to call the guards? They work for Daltrey City, so maybe the Ent Guards. A skeleton crew of guards who they have to trick to let them in. Or knock out before they sound the alarm. The Ent Guards. Ent Warriors. How's Ent Warriors sound to you guys? Thanks for the help. Anytime, Toast. Are we allowed to give suggestions? Yeah, of course you're allowed. That's what I want you to do. I would love that. Life tip. Here's a legitimate life tip. If you have any questions or any ideas, type them out in the chat. I love it when you guys do that sort of stuff. You don't have to take my suggestions, just like I don't have to take your suggestions. But do it anyways. I love it. It means a lot. And there's my life tip. It's not really a tip, but you know. Boo. Oh, I forgot to say welcome, Morgan McGuire. Morgan, real quick, I'll sell you the new welcome. Welcome, Morgan McGuire, to Imagination Station. Got scammed, not a tip. We'll give you the tip. The Q-tip. Guards. Not trick to let them into the building. Or knock out before they sound the alarm. Entbots. We'll call them Entbots because I think that's cool. Magically controlled armor that patrol the halls. They cannot be killed or, as they are not alive. However, they can be tricked or powered off if the team uses the right items, traps, a laser wall, a spiked descending ceiling. If there's two people on the road and you have to hit something, always hit the brakes. I like that one, Creeper. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that into a new clip. If there's two people on the road and you need to hit something, hit the brakes. Yoinking that. A laser wall, a spike descending ceiling. What else can we think of for some traps, chat? Well, this is a government facility. You can't tell me what to do. I can and I will. Doesn't mean you have to listen. I'll hit the gas. Thank you very much. Oh, jeez. Okay, Yuki. Beep boop 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 boop. 911. What do you mean this isn't a phone? Doesn't make any sense. You know what? I'm hanging up. Trap Astolfo. Just a quick question. Is this all free? Is what all free? What is this? Are you talking about on the DC20 website? The hunted should be free here. Let me look at, unless he changed it. Yeah, if you just type in, if you literally just type in DC20 the hunted, the first thing that comes up is the Dungeon Coach website, DC20 free downloads, and everything, all those 3 packets, all those PDFs are free, 100%. And I can guarantee they will not put any bugs on your computer, because I downloaded all of them, and it's totally fine. Plus, he's a big YouTuber. If he started doing that, people would he wouldn't get away with it. Let's just say that. Okay. Okay, thanks. You are welcome. A spike descending ceiling, a laser wall. What are some traps? So what are some traps you guys think of? A dark room where you're stuck in a chair and then thousands of rats come in because eventually they will eat you. With only one way to get out is by cutting off your hand. Interesting trap, but I don't like the solution to solve it. I feel like the solution is too It's too it cripples the players too much, and it's too extreme for a first mission. While I like the creativity, I'm gonna let's see. I like the idea of a room where you're stuck. How about a flooding room connected to a How complicated and intricate for these traps? Think Indiana Jones. Think Indiana Jones or Mission Impossible. It's got to be something that our players, that's an obstacle for our players, but is cool enough for them to, they're experienced enough to get around it. Let's see, locked rooms. Final room is locked. They have to get a 2 special keys to unlock it. Armory. Here they can find a special magic item. I'll make up a magic item for someone in the party later, and if they can get into the armory, they'll get it. Ent bots instead of Ent warriors. What's another name? Let's see. We had jabs. Buildings that are made from Ent metal husks. Shade lantern makers. Rain scribe. We'll call sentinels. I like the name sentinels. For the Ent sentinel. We'll call them the Ent sentinels. The Ent sentinels. Or the Entinels. The Entinels. The... what's a better name for these? A completely white room that is endless, that looks like you can't get out, and they use a spell to get out, and if they stay in there, they go mad. Interesting idea. I'll write that down. Some kind of mist that makes you forget what you're doing. That's interesting. I'll write that down too. A room where you're dangling on a rope that you have to climb while walls with spikes slowly close in. Okay, okay. Entinel seems like you just dropped off the S. It does, doesn't it? And maybe in lore we can have a reason why someone did that. Like maybe the guy who designed it is terrible at naming stuff. Like he made like a special hammer and he just calls it the hammer. And so he's like, the Ent Sentinels, the Entinels. Not just what I create. We can come up with reasons in game for why there's these names are so lame. Okay, so we got a couple of interesting ideas. A special magic item. Okay. So here are 2 rooms that are locked. The armory, the final room. because this is a city building, it would have an armory of some kind, especially if they have guards. Okay, those are locked rooms. We don't want too many locked rooms. Room for the first key. One of the ways, room for the first key will have a puzzle of some kind. Okay, so the laser wall one I kind of like. The descending ceiling, I can change this to a room vertical hallway that only has a single steel rope to get up and down. If too many people climb the rope at once, the walls begin closing in on them. This will, if they close, at most 2 PCs can make it down without getting squished. A room where there's a knight or something that you have to convince to let you out, like you give him a favor. I like that idea for a future mission, but not this one. Okay, I like this one. And I use that. A mist that makes you forget what you're doing. The room with the second key. Whenever it is left on a switch. When you remove the key, a mist will release on who to make them forget what we're doing and makes them place the key back. Okay, I like that one. Allow me to suggest a trap based off my current suffering. The players are forced to code a bunch of shit that takes too long to run in Python. We can have a snake. I really like the idea of a laser wall. So I'm going to have the laser wall. I like the vertical hallway. So the first key We know where the second key is. Where's the first key? Oh, never mind. No, that was right. Entrance to the room with So here's the thing we have to make sure about puzzles. They aren't the only way to solve the main story. Because if you do that and your players can't solve it after 3 hours, they're going to hate the game. So you have to give them 2 entrances. So each of the entrances with a key has to have 2 ways to get in. One for one of those rooms should just be a fight. Players want to fight. It gives the muscle something to do. Right? And then the other entrance should be a puzzle. Then the other one is a trap. And that gives and then let's see what other do we have? A room with a ooh. This is the way for the party to enter the room with the first key. So the reason we write it this way is because, so 1, laser walls are cool, and 2, we want to do something with puzzles. Because if it's the laser wall, that gives the lookout, who's our like sneaky guy, our guy who can jump around, do acrobatics and shit. Right, it gives them a chance to try and get in to get the key. If they're worried about that one, the Arcanist can now solve the puzzle. Right? They're the puzzle solver. They're the one who jumps through hoops. To walk the tightrope. Or climb through the air ducts. Who else? After all, no one else can bend their body. So now we have for the first key obstacles. A door that requires 2 keys. This is the only way into, and we're going to highlight that because we're going to create a new exit for them when the golem shows up so they can fight or run away. This is the only way into the final room. All right, then we have the room with key number 1. Entrance A, laser wall. Entrance B, narrow passage. No, complex puzzle. Right? Like I said, this way it lets the arcanist or the lookout can be the one who gets in. Then room with key number 1. Lots of guards. This way they can fight it. Entrance B. What did we say was entrance B? A button that triggers a gas / mist that makes you forget what you are doing. This way the muscle, right? The muscle can either use his fighting to get through, or the trap specialist. So not everyone, except for the mastermind so far, has some way to get through this the way they want to. They're not useless. They're important. Have a good day. I gotta go. Bye, Toast. Thanks for dropping by. Name is Black Death, the one above all. The Morning Sun, Crescent, the one above all. This ain't Marvel Comics. No, I said a trap based on my career. The audio keeps cutting out. The audio keeps cutting out. That's strange. That's probably on your end, because for me it says everything's hunky-dory. Yeah, for me it says excellent connection, so not sure why it keeps cutting out for you. I mean, maybe I am talking a little quiet at times. So I'll keep this not on my end. It's perfectly normal. Okay, good. Is your YouTube your full-time job? Pretty much, yeah. What is the setting here? How advanced is the tech? How do I explain this? It's not quite as advanced to where they have guns. But just because I don't like the aesthetic of guns, but they have... They have a magic equivalent of a gun, probably. They can give bardic inspiration to his teammates. Perhaps. But I gotta think of a way for them to solve puzzles outside of combat. That's the point of these. Like, yes, combat, that's gonna happen. But if everything is combat, that's boring. And if you're only good in combat, that might not be, especially as the mastermind. They're not the fighter. The muscle's the fighter. You know what I mean? Room with key number 1, room with key number 2. The entrance with 2 guards. You can fight them or trick them to let you in. This again, fighting, it's the muscle. The muscle is going to have the easiest one to make jobs for, obviously. But the mastermind could be the one to trick them like, hey, we work for blah, blah, blah. Like, got a fake card. Got to trick them into believing. The modern gun in this universe could be a musket. No, musket is still too advanced for my... I don't like the idea of muskets at all in my world. There could be like There could be like magic items that cast spells or use elemental magic, but no, so there aren't bullets. There's not black gunpowder yet. And the laser wall might not be lasers. It could be like magic electricity that's sparking through. But yeah, I don't want muskets are still too advanced. That's still too advanced in a technological sense. Magic electricity. Well, I mean, there are spells that cast electricity, and who says that electricity cast by spells acts the same way as electricity created through science? Bow and arrows. Got it. Yeah, it could be that. They have bow and arrows, but they have stuff that's like this magical power source. It's basically a nuclear generator. But it doesn't use nuclear physics. It uses magical energy. You know, they have magic rods that can blast fire. Why do they need guns when you can get a magic rod that blasts fire? That's pretty powerful. It's not common, but there are people who have them. They might blast other elements either. Are there bosses in this? What do you mean, are there bosses in this? What is your definition of boss? Because if you mean like a boss monster, I have one right here. The boss of the first gig, the Guardian Golem. So what's going to happen is they're going to break in, right? They're going to get to the final room. Their contact is going to show up, or their contact is with them the whole time. I haven't decided how it's going to work. And they're going to get to the room, and he's going to like... he's like, oh, I have this item to turn off the Guardian Golem. So it starts to activate and then it stops. And they walk up to the generator and they're inspecting it, looking for the plans. And while they're doing that, he's going to take out the thing. And he's going to be like, thanks for getting me here. Now, no more witnesses. And he's going to like activate a button that turns on the golem. And they might try to chase him, but the golem will block their entrance. And then... because the nuclear reactor, I'm just going to call it that for now, is going to start melting down. It's going to open up a hole that they can escape through. And they can decide to go through that hole or fight the golem. And once they beat the golem, they'll run out. So that's their boss. How about a hole? I don't know what that is. I have to look up what that is. Oh, like the thing for Mulan. There could be something like that, but it still wouldn't use black powder or gunpowder. It would use magic. So they could have that, but it would be a magical version. You know? So like maybe there are magic crystals or magic powders you can put in there and activate them through that. But it would still be super rare. And it would be newer technology. Are we talking game kind of traps that are intended to have an escape route, or more realistic where escapes are up to how clever and resourceful the party is? I want to say both, but I realize that doesn't answer your question. So one of the things I have to try to do as a GM, and one of the things you want to do as a GM is you don't want to, it's not like a video game, so you don't want to code in, this is the correct way to solve this. You want to maybe have a few ideas on how they could solve it. But your players have to ultimately be the ones who like use their ingenuity, like, oh, okay, is there a whatever, and they use that to solve it. That's what we want to do. So it's more the second one where it's how clever they are. Maybe with the closing in walls, they put in like a rod to put in the middle to slow it down so they have enough time to climb to the bottom. Maybe they cut the rope and they drop down and hope they don't die. Kill you with lasers unless you bow and escape. You could have them like leave a clone of themselves, like a cloud step from Black Myth Wukong to escape. A room that's filled with statues that will kill you with lasers unless you bow and to escape, you could have them leave a clone of themselves like Cloud Step from Black Myth Wukong to escape. Okay, well, there's no clone thing in DC 20, especially not at level 1. Remember, these are level 1 adventurers. So that idea is a little... I like that idea, but I don't know how I'm going to use that in this first one. Filled with statues that kill with you lasers and you bow to escape. I like the idea you're going with, but I don't know if I'm going to use this exact thing. But I'm gonna kind of chop this up a bit and say, where did I put the entinels? One of the ways they are tricked is written in the Ent Warriors manual. The PCs can make this gesture or say this code phrase when an entinel what's the word? When an entinel not attacks, I'll say blocks their path. If they use the right one, entinel will believe they are one of the stationed guardsmen and let them leave. There we go. This way we have a thing that they can do to trick the entinels. Because they're basically mindless machines, you know, except for they're magically moving, so they can only move in this area. And then they're programmed to, like, if the players say "my life for blood" or something like that, you know, some phrase. And then the entinels will go like, "Understood, acceptable answer, carry on." Also, the idea sounds really specific for some new players. Explain, Creeper. Which idea sounds really specific for some new players? I kind of want to include an escape the following boiling hot flood of oil trap, but not sure how to make it interesting. When entinel intercepts the play. Intercepts. There we go. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Where did I write that? POCs. The persons of colors is the lasers and bowing down to the statues and using a shadow clone. Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah. It's a lot of details. That being said, I think it's really cool that you're thinking of all these things at once. And the reason why I still took some of that, like the bowing down, statues with lasers, because we already have a laser room. I mean, the laser room could have statues in it. So maybe I'll take that. Let's see. A room filled with statues that are shining lasers, holding mirrors, from the other end of the room is a laser that is bouncing off the mirrors, making a laser wall. There we go. Now we took that idea that you had of the statues with statues with lasers. We merged it with the laser wall. So instead of it just being a basic, they're just laser coming off the wall. It's coming from like a gem or something, like a magic gem, right? And it's bouncing this way and it's reflecting off all of these. And now they can try and figure out. They can either say we're gonna shoot something at the gem right up here, right, and break it, or he's gonna try and like maneuver his way around the laser wall and then shift the mirrors. And if he shifts the right mirrors, it makes a feedback loop and destroys the laser wall for them. That's a cool way they could do it. Or it just temporarily turns it off. The shadow clone thing, that's not a thing for any level 1 party that I can think of. That one, for the future, you could have a night guard, an empty throne, and then when they kill them, they can bring him back to life, and you could have the empty throne be some lore thing. I like that idea. Again, I don't think I'm going to use it here, but I do like that. That's a cool idea. This is why I have the cool ideas thing. By the way, I'm going to move this to the Fluxagon. I'm going to move that to there just so I can find it later. So it's not just down here in cool ideas, because I'm going to use it for sure. So I do like the ideas you come up with, Morgan McGuire. And if I ever say, oh, I don't want to use that, it's not because it's a bad idea. It's just I don't know if it fits with this mission. But I really like that, the empty throne in the night. Reminds me of what's the anime called? / manhwa or webtoon, whatever you want to call it. Solo Leveling. Speaking of which, I gotta catch up on Solo Leveling season 2. I'm like 1 or 2 episodes behind. Okay, I think we got some good ideas in here, chat. I think we got some good ideas. We're coming up to 3 hours in about 10 minutes, so I'm probably gonna end here. Thanks to you, I have my pitch. I have my player roles. Do you mean sister leveling? What? Is that a meme thing? I've not heard that meme. I have honestly, besides some of the big ones that I follow, I have stayed out of a lot of fandoms. Like I liked My Hero Academia since season 3 because that's when I first learned about it, and I binged it pretty early on, and I never got into the fandom of My Hero Academia, even though I followed it religiously. But I knew enough about the fandom to be like, a lot of you are cool. Some of you are freaking weirdos. I'm guessing the joke is that because he gets like hotter and hotter, and I don't know. I don't get the joke. Can you explain? There's this one Virgin group that makes some really funny clips. Oh, okay. Post it on the Discord. I love a good abridged. I don't know. YouTube poops bugs me because I hate the name, but I love abridged series. I kind of want Claire to read / watch the original, all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, just so she can watch Dragon Ball Z abridged. I know you can watch it without it, but I think it's better if you do. You know? They lean in part into Jinwoo's sister being into him since he gets hotter. Yeah, I don't get that joke. I'll be honest though, for shows that do that joke, they do it a little bit better than other shows in manhwa I've seen. Because from what I remember, she actually she teases him about having a girlfriend, and she doesn't get all tsundere about it. And the way it ends is it's implied that he gets with what's her face, Jin-Ah? No, Jin-Ah's his sister, I think. What's her name? The S rank girl. It is just funny as well. Nice. I don't think Solo Leveling actually does it in canon. No, they don't. Chaein? I think it's Chaein. Chaein. I think it's Chaein, right? I'm not great at Korean. I barely understand English. I got it wrong. Darn you, Yuki! How could you, Mr. Snowman? It's Chahe. Chahe. Anyways, okay, so I think we got a good amount done for this 3 hours chat. I think we got some good stuff in here. I'll maybe rewrite this in between this week and next week. I'm gonna definitely rewrite these and these just to make them more snappy and quick, because this is long. Let's be honest. 3 paragraphs of stuff your players might not ever get here, because they'll be like, oh, I got to read all this. So I'm going to fix this up, but I love what we wrote. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love how we put this together. I love the stuff you guys came up with here, so thank you so much. It means so much to me. Let's get back to the main camera. All right, everybody. It's time. We have come into the station. It's time to get off the train. Imagination Station is closing for the day. But we would love to see you in the Discord. I'd love to see you in the comments down below. Seriously, please comment down below. I love it when people comment down below. I love it when people talk in the Discord. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you all next Monday with some more Unga Bunga with our favorite ape commander. And next Wednesday, we will be finishing Devil May Cry 3, I believe. Although I might stream also on Tuesday. I don't know my full plan because I do have a vacation coming up next weekend. And I want to get this done before I leave, or at least most of it done. So anyways, thank you all for joining us. It has been so much fun. We're leaving the station now. We will all see you next time. Everybody, stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, be thankful for everything and everyone in your life. You guys have been so wonderful. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember the number 1 rule here in the Dragon's Den. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you. Bye-bye, chat.